I'm not meeting it head on, right? So when it clashes, it's soft there, right? Then I apply the force, right? After it's in contact, so you're not opposing it, right? You know, if we were pushing like that, I could probably put 3,000 or 4,000 pounds into my arm if I had the strength, and it's not going to hurt my arm. It's not going to break it or anything. But if we had 3,000 or 4,000 pound force and we went snap like that, one of our arms would break for sure, right? You know, so that's why our thing is different. So whenever you're using the dummy, you know, all these movements, right? It's touching it and then the force, right? It's touching it and then the force, right? So people don't understand this and they just go. You see all these demonstrations, it's nothing, right? This is actually the force. Once you deflect it, and then it's the force behind it, right? You know, once you deflect it, that's the force behind it, right? Once it's touched and it's to there, then you apply the force, right? So, so the wooden dummy is not as easy as you think, right? Because that's what's the last lot of techniques in Wing Chun, right? Because you get it wrong for a start. When you strike, you'll end up hurting yourself. You'll get internal injuries. So a long time practice in there, that jarring effect will come through your body. So it will affect you inside, and your joints will be injured after a period of time, because you know when you hit there, and all of you can have a go at this later, and you can feel the recoil of it, right? If your hands aren't soft and you can't dissipate it through your joints, then you're going to get that recoil, right? And it's going to harm your body. And so basically, for you to have the arms and the joints to absorb it, you've got to be quite advanced, right? Beginners can't do that. You give a beginner the wooden dummy training, and 30 years time he'll be coughing up blood and he'll have internal injuries, and it would have done him no good, right? And also the wooden dummy, you know, the main purpose it serves is really positioning relative to an opponent, right? So if you're from out here, when you come in, you know, when you're here at the right distance, this locks the leg, this locks the arm, you know. When you go across, you know, to the other side, come in, again, it locks it and it trains your position, right? And then once again, when you come against an opponent, you'll do the same thing, right? Yeah, and it's the same distance. I'm not out here because I can't lock it there. I'm in here where I lock it, and this length is like about a third along the arm here where I'm contacting it, right? So that's how the dummy's designed. That's why the dimensions have to be exactly right. Yeah, like you copied this exactly on your one, and this was, the person that made this dummy is Ku Sang. He was the one that made Yip Man's dummy, and also made Wong Song Long's dummy, right? He was a practitioner of Wing Chun. Yip Man designed it for him, and he had all the right dimensions, and he made all those early dummies for the main practitioners, and they had to have, you know, this correct movement, the correct taper on here, the length of the arms and everything else. You see, those ones you buy are a lot different, right? There's so many different ones, right? But this is the proper one from Yip Man with the right distancing, so that whenever you go in there, you know, whenever you're applying any technique, it's always the correct distance away from there, right?